What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of In the Longhouse. Yes, I am back after being sick for a week and a half. Hope you're having a good Friday night. Hope you got a good weekend coming up. Say hello to my guest. Say hello, Tim.
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Dan?
Tim is back in the Longhouse for the second go around. We clicked so well. It had to
Peanut
happen.
butter and jelly.
Yes,
Butter
peanut butter and jelly. Exactly. And I hope Chris is back in here at some point so I can just dog on him the entire time.
I think he likes it.
A little. He likes it. It helps him feel important.
Yeah, Chris is a good dude.
Oh, but he loves to bitch. God, does he love to bitch. I don't suppose you've ever watched The Commission on Thursdays with us, have you?
No, I gotta jump on. I have a hard time getting onto a lot of stuff. I end up getting too busy and I miss things. By the time I'm like, oh shit, I wanted to watch that, it's over.
Well, we're gonna be taking about a month and a half hiatus now. Joe's got shit in his life he's got to take care of, and it's going to be a little while. But if you want to see Chris whine, that's a good one to go watch.
I'll have to check it out.
So how was your week been, sir?
Good, man. Just busy with work. I get the luxury of working four 10-hour days, so I get Mondays off. So that does help me. It helps me, do some business things and make stuff on Mondays. It kind of extends my weekend because I pretty much work 7 days a week. So it actually, gives me that opportunity to catch up on things or to just do things that I wanted to do. But yeah, it's just stuff drags on at work. Just trying to get used to it still. I've only been there 10 months and small town. So it's processes are a little not necessarily defined. I probably got to be careful what I say. But yeah, I kind of had a difficult week the prior week. This man, he's still alive. He's the guy. When I worked at City of Scottsdale, I came off out of the trade and I applied for project manager position. And I was young. I was 28, 29 years old. And I applied for a job. There were 3 supervisors that applied for it. So it was pretty hot job at the time. And my director, I interviewed just like everybody else. I took, tests just like everybody else. And he ended up selecting me, and he's since then, and I told him at that time, I said, I'll never make you regret this decision. I'm going to hang on to this and I'm going to make you proud, basically. And he got diagnosed with Parkinson's a few years ago, and I got a call either last weekend saying, hey, he's in hospice. You might want to go talk to him. And I went to go see him on last Monday, and it was tough. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life, and you know how I feel about people, but to see him in a state where he's coherent, but he's just seeing the fear in his eyes really punched me in the nuts, man. I'm still struggling with it, because he's I know we talk about God and all that stuff, and we have differing opinions, and I don't even know what my opinion is anymore, because this man is a devout Christian. He's like I said, he's one of the nicest people I ever met in my life, and to see the fear in his eyes shook me pretty bad, because if anybody believes there's something after this life, he would. And so it kind of like scrambled everything for me, and I did pray with him. And and it was good to see him, and I'll probably go back on Monday and go see him again, as hard as it was for me to see him like that. But I told him again, I'm not going to let you down. You got me to where I'm at. If that decision catapulted me into my career to, moving up to working for an engineering firm for 8 years to becoming the facilities manager in Scottsdale again on my next stint there, and now as a project manager now. So that one decision, and he actually got taken to HR because of it, because one of the tools that didn't get the job said that he was age discriminated against. Of course, how about you're just not good enough and you're a douchebag? Can we just start there?
No,
And,
it won't go there. It's not his fault. It's everybody else's fault.
Exactly. Or how about I earned it? How about that? And so yeah, that's had me shaken pretty much this last 2 weeks. It's been pretty tough.
I don't doubt it, man.
Life goes on.
I know that look. I know that look. I saw it in my dad. So
yeah,
I know. I'm sorry that you have a friend going through that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess unfortunately, I didn't get to see that look in my dad's eyes because he was gone in an instant, but this guy was kind of that mentor or father figure that I didn't have from 16 to 28. And, we were kind of a tight group over there and where I was at in Scottsdale. And there's a couple guys there that were kind of father figures to me, and we're still tight today. So it's just hard see him. And I've got a really close friend of mine that's, he was the best man at my wedding. He's 65, and he got diagnosed with Parkinson's a couple of years ago. So I could see again, as I'm looking into this man's eyes, I'm seeing the face of my other friend, like, I don't want to go through this again, but
right.
I don't want to get into self-pity. Woe is me. Oh, I can't handle seeing that stuff. I don't know, man. It just really hit me hard with beliefs and all that kind of stuff. So,
no.
But other than that, how about you?
Finally feeling better. This week has been pretty decent. Felt kind of crappy last night after the show, but other than that, we had a storm roll through last night that was pretty rumbly, and my daughter woke up at like 1:30. Just freaking out about it. Woke me and the wife up. God damn it. I got like 4 hours of sleep.
Oh, you guys are tornado territory, right?
Yeah. Luckily, we haven't really had any scares this year so far. Knock on wood. Hopefully don't fucking happen. It was kind of funny when my daughter and I went down to Iowa because tobacco's cheaper down there, and we were sitting in the truck getting fuel, and I look over and there's a small cell of really dark clouds, sunny on one side of me, this shit on the other, and a small tornado started coming down from it. And it was the gas station, the road, an elevator, and then this shit was right on the other side of the elevator. And I was just watching this thing come down, and it came down probably, I want to say 50 feet. And I was like, it can stop there because I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
And I got out, I was fueling, and I was just watching it, and I turned around at one point, and I turned back, and it was dissipating. I was just like, oh, thank fuck.
So when they touch down is pretty much when they'll stay rolling. If they don't touch down, they can break up like that.
Yeah. If they don't come all the way down to the ground, usually they small ones like that, they won't come all the way down. But when you have a big, huge cell like we had last night come through, fortunately, it was just a severe thunderstorm. And that shit touches ground, it'll stay on the ground.
Yeah.
So just say hi to some of the people that have joined us tonight.
I can't even see comments or anything. I don't know what. It's a little different.
Can you see this?
Time. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
But like, if I exit full screen, I could. There's like, I don't. Oh, I gotta click on the comments.
There you go. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you, man.
How you doing, Mark?
E. How you doing, E? Oh, Walt. How you doing, sir? Good to see you, sir. Daniel.
Good to see you, buddy.
See, I mean, he's giving you props, saying you're an
Smokey.
awesome dude.
Yeah, Daniel's a good dude, man.
What's going on, Ray? How you doing, sir?
He's
How
another
you doing,
good dude right there.
Fucking douchebag Vato.
Is that the like code word for him? Because I think that was it last time too.
Yes.
Vato seems like a pretty good dude.
Sometimes. When he doesn't time me out and somebody else is live. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Russ, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Hot, horror cooter out there. Well, it's pretty hot then for you.
Yeah.
There's Chris.
Chris, good dude.
Whiner. Fucking whiny bitch.
Wasn't that what I was just doing?
Everybody has their moments.
Chris. I'm with you, Chris. I had to do some whining.
How you doing, Michael? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Michael.
Oh. You got any big plans for the weekend?
Well, I got to finish making this entertainment center, this built-in that my wife wants me to do. I've been putting her off for months, and I'm surprised I'm still breathing. She is Hispanic, and I always get the "I'll cut you."
Oh, you get the death threat.
Yeah, I love her. She doesn't have the stones to do it, but at least I don't think so. I sleep differently.
Yeah. But, until the day you wake up and she's got a knife to your throat.
Well, if then maybe I won't wake up, But yeah, I have to finish that. I started it last weekend. We went to now before you go attacking all you guys. Yeah, I did have to go to fucking IKEA. But the difference with this furniture is it's all real wood. Actually, it's not pampered cardboard. So the way we're designing it, we'll put all these units together. They'll go underneath the TV that we got, and all these units go together, and I'll be able to fit them in and do some fill-ins at the end. Put a nice topper on it. Probably looking at some wood, stain it nice, and then maybe do some shelves up on top. But I got to do the Eric. I got to do the. I'll make it a full built-in, but I have to actually get there and do it. So that means I can't be workaholic and do stuff in the shop. So I got to at least give a day this weekend and give my time, because I don't give her enough time, and I feel bad about it because I do this stuff a lot between work and coming here and doing this after I get out of work and then on the weekend. So I owe her a lot of time. So I'm happy to do it.
You better fucking get after that, Tim.
I just didn't want to go to IKEA.
I wouldn't want to go to IKEA
Costco.
either.
Oh, dude, it is. It's not my crowd over there, man. There's just not my crowd. There's some weird folks over there.
There isn't really any crowd that's my crowd. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's kind of what I mean. But I guess there's too many people. So we went like an hour before it closed, so it made it a little more palatable for me.
yeah, there were
But
not too many people in there.
yeah, yeah, because I just people are so inconsiderate. It's just it's insane. When you're just trying to walk through and they just stop their cart in the middle of the aisle and stare at something and they're talking. It's like get out of the way. Move your cart to the side and look at it from the side or something. Just be considerate to people.
Why the fuck are
But
you
there I
driving a
am
cart?
whining again. Me?
No,
Oh,
why the fuck?
them?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking lazy pieces of shit.
Oh, I saw Smokey. Yeah, Smokey. I've got my remaining 36 Luca bars go on tomorrow at 7 a.m. Arizona time. So I'm hoping to keep them. I asked people to do no more than 2 each. These are the autism, the ones I'm donating half my proceeds to autism, to the Jasmine Nairi campus. And people love them, man. It's, I still got, I think I got 8-9 combos left. The Luca oil and butter, which is huge success for me. That I had made 56 combos and down to 9. That's huge for me.
Yeah,
And
big.
I donated. I'm trying to do. I do it at the end of the month. So end of July, I wanted to donate my first portion, and I was able to donate $860, which
Nice.
doesn't sound like a lot, but it's huge for me because I'm not a huge company. So, but that's what I wanted to do it for, and it was cool. So I was really honored to be a part of it, and then to make that donation was pretty special.
Any kind of donation, especially for something like that, it doesn't matter if it's 800 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it's where is it genuine? Where does it come from? It's not. It's really the bonus is it's a write off, but I don't do it for the write off. I do it for what it's meant for, and probably some selfish reasons. I talked to a buddy today, one of my closest friends, and
it's not only a write off. There are some selfish reasons, but
well, no, yeah, the selfish reason is not the write off. The selfish reason is for me. I was talking to a buddy today. I do things like that, or give stuff away, or do things because it makes me feel good. So I do more of it, and it makes me feel good. So that's the selfish thing for me. It helps me. I know we talked about last time. Being an AA, it helps me as an alcoholic. To stay grounded, and so I can't have alcohol or the things smoking weed, whatever it was, and if I have something else, I replace it with work, or I replace it with doing something like that makes me feel good. It's constructive, and it helps somebody out, and at the same time, it's pretty cool because I could go really far the opposite, and I can taste the anger, man. It's on. I am when I'm angry. It's like the Hulk. I hate who I am when I'm angry, but man, do I love it. My body loves it. And it's kind of sick, probably psychotic, but what are you going to do?
yeah, we all have that little bit in there of us,
Yeah. Yeah. I thank God it's changed since I've been sober. It's been way better. My anger has, I do things like that make me feel better. And I clean up the damage that I've done before I go to bed usually, but it's,
that's what that punching bag behind you is for too, right?
That's my Muay Thai bag, man. Yeah. I go to town on that bad boy. Haven't had time lately. I'll throw some kicks and stuff here and there, but yeah. See, you guys are just as psychotic as I am, then, man. That's good.
Well, Mark, you're not wrong. Same with E.
It does, man.
We all have that somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's how you deal with it now.
How you doing, Stu? Good to see you, sir. What's going on, Shade? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah, it's how you deal with it. I mean, I don't deal with my anger in healthy ways either. I mean, I don't go down to the end of a bottle or anything like that, but I bottle most of mine all up and just do what every man does, I guess you could say, and just cram it down as far as I can. And then all it takes is one person, the wrong day, wrong time, and they get the brunt of it. Usually it's my wife, which I feel bad for, but
yeah.
How you doing, Ellie?
It's why? Because it's not right. I do the same thing. I'll get on my daughter and I feel like shit, and I don't always correct that night because I'm a stubborn asshole, and I feel bad for that, and I think I don't justify it, but I think you can get away with it because they're going to forgive you, and that's kind of a dick reason to not do it. I think internally, I don't sit there and say, oh, they're just she'll forgive me, but I think internally, that's what I feel.
Yeah, partially it's they'll forget about it.
Yeah, not my wife though. she don't forget she don't forget stuff. That's just good. She needs to hold me accountable, man. That's what it should.
That's true. My wife will hold me accountable for shit too, and she will for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing, Justin? Good to see you. You as well, metal guy. How you doing, Steven?
Hey, Steven. Yeah, I could agree with Shade.
Yep, it was. We all have that point somewhere in our life.
Yeah, I grew up fighting, and that, back in the day, that was how you kind of dealt with the
well, yeah, I mean, that was usually because the only time you ever heard anybody shit talk you was if they did it to your face.
Yeah, and that didn't last too long. The ones that were, ready to do that, then you better be ready to throw down. Now everybody's a keyboard tough guy.
Yep, keyboard warriors. How you doing, JP? Thanks for stopping in, man. Ah, you lucky bastard. I think what was it, October we talked about, Shade, that Shade's gonna come up here to Minnesota and stay up here for a couple days and tattoo me.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting. I haven't had a needle touch my skin in 12 years, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe longer than that, even. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk my wife into letting me finish my sleeve on the right arm here. I got my armor.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean trying to talk her into letting you?
Dude, don't go there. Don't go there. You don't want another visitor to Minnesota. She'll make her way there. No, she was concerned with. I want a sleeve really bad. I want to finish it, and her thing was just the nature of my work. But I think nowadays, people are less judgmental. I think, just up to just a few years ago, people were just so judgmental over tattoos. Now it's so much more norm. You see cops, most of the cops are sleeved, and, I just love it. I love the expression that it is. The armor that I have it has all, things on it that are most important to me. So that's, that's why I do it. And my buddy's he's a great tattoo artist here, so I'm hoping to I'll get on his. He's booked through November right now, so I'm hoping maybe December, the turn of the year, I'll be able to finish it up and go down to my wrist.
Yeah, Shade, Shade, remember what you were back in '92. What you were doing back then, you didn't give a fuck who was judging you. Yeah, my original artist that did all of my tattoos, he was my best friend. And then he moved up to Duluth, which is like 7 hours away from me. He was up there for a while. And him and his woman ended up falling back into drugs. And shit went haywire. He came down here and stayed with me for a while, but I told him, you ain't doing that shit here, because my daughter was 6 months old at the time. And I'm pretty sure he quit doing it when he got here, because then he went and got his daughter. But after they left here, they went down south, and I haven't seen him since.
Oh, wow.
So, how you doing, Donald? Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Donald. Yeah, I saw Mark.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that around me, there's like 2 tattoo shops within an hour of me, and neither of them have a real great reputation. So I haven't really sought out another tattoo artist. And Shade and I were talking one day, and he overheard my wife and I, we were doing an IG live, and she was talking about the dragon that's on my back. And I get a random message from Shade, and he's like, I'll do that tattoo for you. And I was like, the fuck? What? He's like, yeah, I'll fly up there and stay a couple days, and we'll do some tattooing. Because he thought that my wife was talking about the dragon I wanted, but I actually have it. And it can be considered done, but it could have more done to it. And he's like, well, you have it? Well, I'll have to look at it, see how good it is. Maybe I can add color into it, or I can do this or do that, or we could just do something else completely. Well, pretty much every tattoo I have, except for the one on my chest and the one on my arm over here, are unfinished, because, I got that didn't get done, and technically my back could have more done to it. Fuck you too, Tyson. Appreciate you stopping in to support Tim.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Mark had commented, relaxing. I love the pain of it. It's like therapy, man. I could be in there for an 8-hour session, and I go through. He's my counselor. We talk about life and do shit, and then I get to watch a movie, and then I'll meditate while I'm getting, worked on, or just there. It's such a great thing each session, man. I love it. I love going. I do miss it. So I haven't been in. I went in. So when this COVID scam shit started, the government was handing out all this freaking money, and you couldn't decline it. I don't want. I still had a job. I was considered an essential worker, because I was worked for an engineering firm, and we had construction projects going. And so they're handing us this money, and I'm like, I don't want your freaking money. It's other people could use it. Whatever. I'm paying for you, my taxes, for you to give it back to me like that. No. So I took it, and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go use it for my tattoo guy, because I was afraid of him. He's a friend, and I'm like, they're shutting these shops down. They're crushing small businesses. I'm going to go get a good amount of work done, so that I could give back to him, so that it could hopefully, help aid him, and he had staff and stuff at his shop. And so that was my thought process on it. So thank you, all of you, for my last tattoo, because your money paid for that. But I wanted to give it back to small business. Another thing we did was we had the house painted on the outside, because I wanted to make sure the painting companies, were able to, there's a guy in the neighborhood that has a company. Just, you never know, man. People freaked out with that stupid shit. They freaked people out intentionally.
Yes, they did.
And
big old scare tactic is what it was.
So I wanted to put it back into the economy.
Right. Not saying that the fucking illness wasn't real. I had it, but we could go into the whole conspiracy theorist shit about it, but it was way, way overhyped and misleading, miscommunication.
Yeah. Oh, I have no doubt it was real. It just wasn't. Don't tell me to wear a fucking mask over my face. That is not going to do a damn thing. Just don't do that to me. Yes, it was real. Yes, I had it. It affected me for like 2 days. But don't tell me to wear a mask. Don't tell me to do something stupid. You're not going to let me abate asbestos with that mask. And an asbestos particle is 10 times the size of a COVID molecule. So don't tell me that especially with this on my face. I might as well do this wearing that stupid thing. Much. You know what I mean? So
you would have done just as much to prevent it.
I would have done more, because the hair is a good filter. I just don't like stupid shit. That stuff bugs me.
I'm not a fan of it either, whatsoever. I know I came real close to just fucking leaving my job at the time, working factory, and it was, they fucking freaked out about it. I mean, like, freaked out. And they cut everybody's hours. They were working some teams some days and some teams some other days. And if you weren't wearing a mask, you were fucking scapegoated, and it was, you better, you should just go home. I remember my boss, I was wearing a balaclava because my beard, the mask, the medical mask or whatever the fuck, that didn't work whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It didn't sit on my face. It was fucking annoying. We had to wear safety glasses, so it was always fogging up. I just said piss on it, and every time I was by myself, I just had my balaclava around my neck. My boss walked down, and I was sitting at my desk, and she walked a different way around than she normally did. And she saw me, and she pulled me aside, and she's like, I'm going to have to send you home. I'm going to have to fucking suspend you and all this stuff. And give me a fucking break. And then, what was it? March? Early March or late February of 2021, I quit. Or no, 2022, I quit. Fuck you guys, especially after the shit you put me through with my dad. And yeah, I was just factory work and suck my dick.
Gave him that double barrel middle finger.
Yeah. Hey, Aldemir. How you doing, sir? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't piss anybody off with my COVID rant.
No,
it really, and I got sober during that time when that shit was going on. And they were like maybe, 7 people at an AA meeting. And, sometimes they didn't even open up because nobody would show up. And then they're doing all, Zoom shit. I don't do Zoom shit. I'm not going to get anything out of doing a Zoom meeting, And all this time, this is what cracked me up the most. I would go out grocery shopping. I would go to the AA meetings. I was going to work every day. I never wore a freaking mask. I didn't do any of that shit. And I didn't get COVID till I don't know. I think it wasn't until this last October was the first time I got it.
Yeah.
Almost a year ago. So You know, I don't
What's going
have
on,
the
Mr. Shepard? How you doing, sir?
So I didn't do any of that stuff, but yet it's going to kill me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm being told. It's going to kill me because I got a heart condition, so it's going to kill me.
Yep. If you would have got it, it would have killed you almost immediately.
Yeah.
Yep. At least that's what they told you.
Mm-hmm. So
yes,
I decided
Chris.
to take my chances.
Yes, Chris. That is a cricket. He's behind my couch over here, and the toad is too fat to fucking fit behind it. No, I'm not moving the couch to get to him. Fuck him. He can sit back there. He'll eventually make a mistake, and the toad will get him.
I didn't even hear it till Chris pointed it out. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, they're like eagle ears. They listen and wait. But yeah, it was a giant joke. I hated it, and I just was like waiting for it to die because it was going to inevitably, and somebody was gonna, some other shit was gonna start. And it always is. Once something starts to die off and the fear mongering gets noticed and people start ignoring the bullshit, something else always gets started.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what the best part about it is? That nobody, well, I would say not nobody, most people, most places don't give a shit about it anymore. How did it just disappear?
No.
It's no longer, it's just like, come on, man.
That's because once people could see through the inflated numbers, the padded numbers of people dying, and the fearmonger movement with it, how the media was portraying it. Once everybody saw through that fucking bullshit, nobody cared anymore.
Yeah.
And people were tired of being told that they had to stay at home and they couldn't leave their fucking house. They couldn't go see their friends or their parents, or, especially the people that were told that they couldn't see loved ones that were like in the hospital.
Yeah, that's
shit like that. Like if at the time, if my dad would have been in the state he was in during the height of that shit, and they would have told me I couldn't go in to see him, and if he would have died and they wouldn't have let me see him before that, I would have been the biggest nightmare for the hospital.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Holy fuck. And there were people that had to go
front
through
doors
that.
off. Yeah.
There were people that went through that. That their loved ones died regardless of whatever they died from. But they were told they couldn't see him beforehand.
Yeah.
So you eat my asshole. I'll give you the spoon. But yes, Russ, it has grown. It's producing right now. We'll be starting probably, I would say, mid-September, early October.
So what do you think about if anybody's got any questions for me, anything about my business, anything personal? I don't know that they care that much, but just thought we'd throw that out there while we're talking. If somebody's got something, I'm pretty much open book. I think you guys see it to a fault almost.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions for Tim regarding anything, him personally, his business, what he's got going on, I did pin in the top pinned comment is his website for his business. Check that out. Should we? You want to piss Chris off?
Yeah, why not?
So I said that we had an announcement tonight. Well, the announcement is I am now partnered with Mr. Tim. Not in the partnered way Chris is assuming right now. I am his first affiliate. An actual affiliate. See, I knew it. I knew he was So now, everybody knows the affiliate game. BOTN 15. Save you 15%. You will be supporting him and me as well. I will do the big, I'll create a post and put it up there for everybody, get it all set up for everybody when, tomorrow probably.
Oh, I'm excited about it, man. It just, when you had approached me with it, and honored, honestly, because I know you're picky about beard stuff, and when you purchased from me and wanted to try stuff out, and no, man, it meant a lot. I don't know anything, going into this. I didn't know a lot about the affiliate stuff or influencers and all that. I just do my thing. If people buy it, they buy it. If not, whatever, I'll just keep making it and whatever. But no, it was pretty cool, man. I'm excited to partner up with you. I think it's a good fit. Yeah, I'm pumped, man. Really am.
Yeah, I really enjoy his products. I haven't actually gotten a chance to try the soap yet, because when it comes to like soap and like beard wash and all that stuff, when I'm using something, I use it till it's gone. I don't like to flip flop stuff. So I haven't tried your soap yet. But the beard products, his butter, his oil, all that stuff, it's top notch stuff. His butter is super fucking creamy. It's a butter. It's delicious. I love the feeling of it. The scents, his scents are great. I mean, they last a good while. They're not like, holy fuck, I can smell you from 30 feet away, but they project a little bit. They're strong, not too strong. Probably right in that range where I like it, where I can, 6 hours after putting it on, I can kind of just do one of these and it's like, oh yeah, it's still there. It smells good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I designed it. I don't want to be somebody smell me from a million miles away, and because that ends up burning my nose and stuff. So I try to keep it light.
Yeah.
Biggest positive influencer growing up. Well, I grew up in Rochester, New York. Growing up till my dad was killed. My dad was, he's my hero. Still is. I still struggle with if I'll ever be the man that he was, and the one I didn't respect as much as I should have as a dickhead teenager. Going up to the point when one night he's there and he doesn't come home, and but I think beyond, after my father died, I said I was 16. Man, it's hard to say. I was a freaking rogue warrior, man. I was in a lot of trouble. Like I said, I got in a lot of fights growing up through high school, and then once I got into the trade, I think getting into the trade, a lot of my influencers were more cool journeymen that I had the opportunity and blessing to work with. Like there was a guy in New York. I'm a sheet mill worker. I was in the sheet mill union, and this one guy, Steve, he lived in Canandaigua. I know Mark knows that.
How you doing, Corey?
That place very well.
Quick. How you doing, Corey?
but he always requested me on his jobs because, I worked my ass off. I did a good, thought I did a good job. And so he, guys like that, the older journeyman kind of guys, they were my influencers because I saw, it kind of went along with where I wanted to be because my dad worked his ass off. So he died doing his third job. But I watched these other guys and teaching me how to work, teaching me that work ethic, because where I am today, and being a leader in, when I was in Scottsdale and running jobs and stuff, I could teach people content all day long, but I can't teach them work ethic. If you don't have the work ethic, you're fucking useless. You're not going to, if you don't have it by the time you're my age, then you're fucking useless. I'm sorry. There's just, it's a lost cause. So having that, and having that influence made me who I am. So it's pretty cool. Smoky.
It's
Dan
really good.
Might have tried it.
That's my business to know and not yours. Justin, I'm gonna have to say his Draugr one, actually.
Oh, dude, they don't even know about that. There's a couple out there that do.
Can I say anything about it, or should I just?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, because somebody was asking when the fall drop is, so it's part of the fall drop. I haven't done labels yet or anything.
Rise of the Draugr has to be, and I only got a butter. I got a sample butter of it, and I used all of it. It is a nice scent. Perfect fall scent. I'm not going to tell you about the scent, but I will say it is a perfect fall scent. And fall is my favorite time of the year. It's not too hot. It's not fucking freezing.
Oh yeah, and you get to eat a lot of shit.
Yeah, and most of the fucking bugs and annoying shit is dead. So,
maybe that's probably one of the things why I love fall so much too. Never thought of that one. So let me ask you on that before we get to another question. So Rise's Draugr was the new butter formula with the cocoa in it. Sounds like you're digging it.
I loved it.
Okay.
Oh man,
it was nice, huh? Silky.
It kept this motherfucker nice and silky smooth, and yeah.
Dude, no, that means a lot, man. Because I'm still tweaking it a little bit. I'm on one more version from the one I gave you. I just want to make it just a tad softer because you did get one of my regular butters that are really creamy with the coconut oil in it. And the only reason I'm phasing out the coconut oil, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the coconut oil or, oh, hey, Chris, good night, man. Thanks for dropping in, buddy.
Have a good night, Chris. Go fuck yourself.
The only reason I'm I don't know if I'm going to offer two formulas. You and I had talked about this offline because I really I took a lot of time dialing in that coconut oil one that I have, that my current one, which I love it, but I hate how it ships in the summer. I hate when it resets, and because it's a 76 degree coconut oil, sometimes it doesn't always reset, or it takes a couple days to get it to where you really want that consistency to be back. And I don't want you guys to have to go through that shit.
Yeah, a lot of the time you have to melt it back down and then refreeze it, because otherwise it gets like a gritty feeling.
Yeah, and it just sucks. But shipping it in the fall through spring, it's no problem at all. But the coconut butter, man, when I started experimenting with that, just when you hold the raw butter by itself, is like, man, this shit is silk. And so this next formula, I think, is going to be the winner with the ratios. And so I think this one's going to be a winner. It's almost like a hybrid. It's almost like a hybrid balm butter kind of thing. But man, it melts quickly, and just to feel a lot of dudes, I learn, I see posts, not necessarily on my stuff, or they'll say, oh, I can't use it because it has coconut oil, or people have allergies to coconut oil or just reactions, even if it's not an allergy. So I don't know. I might offer both. It just labels are expensive.
That's kind of where it's going to come down to, like, your personal, like, yeah, sure. There's always going to be people that like this version. There's going to be people that like that version. You're going to have people up your ass about it. And it's going to be, yeah, but you're one or two people that you're not paying my bills. So it's going to come down to what it's going to cost you in dollar amount and in time, if it's worth it or not. You know, so that's one of the personal choice, I guess, you have to make as the business owner.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can't just slap some bullshit label on it, and if it has different ingredients, I'm not going to do that. I'll do it with someone like, you, where you're like, hey, can you, in this formula, can you just, I don't care about the label, but swap these two ingredients. Yeah, I'm totally cool with doing that. But just, somebody I don't know or some new customer, I'm not going to do it and have the label screwed up.
It's one of those things where you kind of got to watch, like, if you're doing something special for this person and then that person tells this person, then that person's like, well, you do it for this guy. You going down that rabbit hole.
I don't want to. I don't want to. It's too much. It's hard to keep up as it is.
Especially with you doing like the custom soap stuff for people and all that,
And that's an offering on my site, but I had to disable it for a little while because I was getting a lot of custom orders, and it's taken away because I got to put it in my rotation, because my making time is the weekend, and I had to cut it back a little bit because it's taken up my time that I need to keep my inventory up. I got Stu's question. I would say my most popular in the beard stuff, Ragnarok for sure. It's right. Not to sound like a dick, but Ragnarok's like my favorite scent out of everything I've buy from people.
It's a really damn good scent. I will say that.
I appreciate it. That one, man, I just love it. And a lot of people do. I know I have some labels left for Hogmanay, which has been really popular. I'm trying to think of all of them off the top of my head right now.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for listening in, man.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I mean, those two right there. Gold of Asgard is another one. It's a pipe tobacco one. This Draugr, Rise of the Draugr is going to be it's going to be a fall drop, but I'm really contemplating, and I think I'm leaning towards making it a main line, because I'm going to discontinue a couple. There's a couple that I started off with right from the very beginning because I wanted to do all essential oil stuff, and so I just, they're not as popular, and I'm kind of over them, so I'm probably going to discontinue them. I just still want to carry the labels for them,
right? And
then probably slide Rise of the Draugr in there as a main line. Now my biggest thing right now I'm contemplating is I'm going to do a fifth beard wash, and so do I want to keep it as a full, like all my other ones are all essential oil. They're all 100% natural. So the only thing that wouldn't make any of my products that is just using a fragrance oil. So none of my beard washes use fragrance oils right now. And so I'm contemplating, do I create another all essential oil one, or do I get one with fragrance oils in it?
It's a choice you got to make there.
I can't remember. Yeah, these guys got a taste of it. Mark, I sent you a little tin of Rise of Draugr, right?
I believe he said that. Yeah. You
And
sent him
that's
a
is
version
that. I
of
wonder if that's the butter that he was talking about. I don't know if he was talking about that or the other one or Hogmanay, because Hogmanay wasn't in the Kokum butter blend. But yeah, and I'm thinking about putting Meat of Poetry, which is I only have in a beard wash right now. It's my bay rum blend that I created with all essential oils. I think I'm going to make that into mainline. So I want to start replacing some of these other ones. Okay, yeah. So he got the cocoa butter one. So I like that feedback, Mark, because I'm really leaning down that road. So I've got another one I was working on with one of the guys. He asked me if I could put something together. What would this smell like? And I so it's gonna be Blood Eagle. But it's a pretty badass scent too. So I'm like, man, how many of these things am I gonna do? Because I got to make labels for all this shit, and I got to make it, and so I want to. I don't know. I'll see, because I'm going to do a pumpkin. I do the soap, so I'm going to have the friggin' pumpkin is what it's called. I did it last year, and it was good. I improved it even more this year. I actually make it with pumpkin seed oil, and when I do the beard oil for it, it'll have pumpkin seed oil in it like it did last year. I did a spice. I didn't do the pumpkin and beard oil last year. I did a spiced apple, which turned out really good. So I'm like, man, I got a lot of these. I got to get moving on, but I'll probably start making the soap for fall next weekend. I think I'm going to start just dedicating it to say 9-10 batches of friggin' pumpkin next weekend, and then the following weekend be 10 batches of something else, and just keep going.
Get in what you can when you can.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's it's full time at work and then full time when I get home. So I am probably putting in 70, 80 hours a week between both jobs.
That's another thing, Stu, that people don't realize, that he has a great product for a lot cheaper than a lot of these other guys that I don't want to say have inferior products, but he's a lot cheaper than most.
Well, I think Stu is on last time when we talked about my reasoning behind all that. I just don't want people to think I'm trying to undercut other companies. I messed up my model in the beginning, was trying to price myself in with like the Duke Cannon shit and that, trying to grab that audience, because I didn't know a whole lot about small batch stuff because I wasn't on social media. No. I would get small batch at a fair or at something like that. But
what's going on, Walter?
Hey, Walter,
how you doing, sir?
But I just wanted to make it affordable, and going back to the thing with my dad, I just wanted people, men like my dad that wouldn't be able to afford a $20 beard oil to be able to afford a beard oil. So I'm going to have to bump up. I think, Rise of the Draugr, when those come in, I'll be bumping up to $14 in oil and 17 in butters. But, and the ingredients are changing. Cocoa butter is expensive. But I don't see it going up much more than that. If anything, maybe next year it goes up to 15. That would probably be the cap. And I just don't want to exceed too much.
What's going on, Travis? And he says it's bumping up to 14. I mean, how many other companies out there aside maybe like Broke Ass are at that price point? So,
well, and I mean,
the
the danger that I have with that are people that look at it and say, well, $14, it must be shit. And so
which is not fucking true. Which is not fucking true whatsoever. I have a beard oil right now that I've been testing for another company that I have a review coming out for soon. The beard oil itself is like $18. It has 3 carriers in it. That is it. It has jojoba, grapeseed, and CBD. That's all that's in it. And it's $5 more expensive than what Tim's is.
Yeah, I've that's one thing I got to do. I know you and I talked offline about this too. All my oils are different blends because and I tried to toy around with viscosity and stuff, and it's Chris, it's freaking jokes. It's distracting. But I got to get down to standardizing to probably 3 blends, and I still haven't toyed around. I haven't had time to toy around with the site because what I was going to do was, for each beard oil, offer 3 different choices. But then again, am I willing to carry 3 different labels?
Right.
And that's where, that is costly. Labels are probably my most costly endeavor, but I have improved on that. So
right.
I don't think the quality is as good as it was with the Avery labels, but the Avery labels were expensive.
Yeah.
But I was creating them in an Avery program, which I still do, but then I have to screenshot them and send them over to my label company. So they're just not as crystal clear as I want them, but they do the job.
As long as they do the job.
Yeah.
A label,
yeah, exactly.
A label is a label. And for me, yes, I appreciate artwork, stuff like that, but it doesn't need to be, in my opinion. You got to remember, this is all my opinion. Same like with what Big Stu says here. No, I'm not going to bullshit you, but it is still my opinion. You're taking me on my opinion. So it's one of those things where, like, for labels, like I said, I appreciate good artwork, all that stuff, but I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
A simple label with your logo, as long as it gives me like the scent profile, the ingredients, and the name and your logo, that's all I need. I don't need tons of different colors. I don't need tons of different, different artwork, like Jay's Beard Essentials. Every single one of his has a completely different character, tons of color, all that stuff, holographic. Not knocking it. I do like it, but I don't need it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool as shit. It's definitely a draw, though, man. When you see, people are drawn to labels too, and I'm getting better with them. I don't have somebody do my artwork. I did have one of the guys. He did a sketch on for Rise of the Draugr, and I wanted to use it, but it just doesn't. It's not a digital image. So I was able to extract it and start toying around with it on labels, but it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to look right. And so I need to come up with my label design for Rise of the Draugr and some other things. But, I wish I could afford that artwork for each drop. It's
costly.
It is. And I'm investing. That would be something I would be investing, back into, because that's what I've been doing with my business, is just the profits going back in and improving my products. I started off with 3.5 to 4 ounce bars and shrink wrap, or no, it was a cigar band that I made myself out of craft paper. Then I got into shrink wrap, and now I'm into boxes. And now I'm looking at custom boxes, custom printed boxes, as my profit grows and my capital grows.
And that's
fucking
one of those
expensive,
things,
man.
Too. It gets expensive, but as you grow, you start looking into different things that you could possibly start upgrading, I guess you could say. you know.
Exactly. And so, like, my main objective right now, I'm maybe a year and 4 months, I think, into the business. My investment back in the business right now is investing back into quality before I'm highly investing into aesthetics. And
Right.
to me, that's more important because what is more beneficial to the consumer, the quality is, rather than the pretty looking box. And then
Right.
I had this conversation with this guy on through email on these boxes, and the price of the boxes weren't too bad for a custom box. But if I wanted to do all my profiles on printed on the boxes, it would have been like fucking ridiculously expensive. And I mean, I'm talking like $5,000 to do, because I have 30, yeah, I have 30 profiles of soap at any time. And so then I asked the guy, well, okay. So I start thinking, I'm like, well, what if I have somebody do me some cool artwork, like do like a long ship, that I could wrap around the back of the box. And then I impose my logo on the front, and it's a black box. And then I'll just buy labels and stickers to do my ingredients, and then my profile on one side and on the other. That should be pretty affordable. And it's still almost $1,000 for 1,000 boxes. And, that's a lot of money for me to invest in fucking boxes. And then I asked the guy, hey, he sent me a sample of just a white box, and my soap fit nice and everything. And so I messaged him, and I'm like, if I'm going to make this investment, can I send you like the template that you gave me? I'll put my artwork on it and everything. Can you make me a box that would look, send me a sample of the box of how it would look. So I'm going to go buy 1,000 boxes from you. I would like to have that. The guy tells me $100 fucking for one box.
As a sample box.
A sample box. Because I got to do all the setup for the design and okay. I mean, I understand he's got a business to run too, but $100 for a soap box to get a sample for me to go spend $700 to buy boxes. My math.
I can tell you right where you can fucking lick me.
So, because it's, again, I want to see what my product's going to look like if I'm going to commit to buying 1,000 boxes from you.
Right.
So I'm right now, I'm still good on I'm still good on the brown boxes. They work. They do a good job. I put my label on it and got my ingredients on it. It's good. Appreciate it, Mark.
Appreciate it, Mark. Mark, it's BOTN 15. Come on now, dude. If BOTN 10 worked when you bought you, I don't know what Tim did.
When he did it at the when I dropped it at the end of the show last time.
Yeah, BOTN 15 is what it is now.
Nah, I'm gonna have to give Mark another free thing now. I hook him up anyways. Good dude.
I guess you could have a conversation with Shade on some stuff.
I'd love to, man. I'd love to.
You want to talk about artistry and what he can do. Do you follow American Classic Beard Company on IG or social media or anything?
I don't think so.
All of his, because Shade is starting a company and it's American Classic Beard Company. And Shade was a fucking tattoo artist for 33 years. The guy knows how to draw.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, so I would have a conversation with him and see what you guys could work out if he would ever be willing to work with you on doing an artwork of type.
Hell yeah, because I'm sure he does digital. That my tattoo guy does it all on his iPad and stuff, and then because then they make their templates and shit that they put on you to tat it up. But yeah, I'd love to, because I definitely want to get into doing that. Again, it's what is going to be affordable to me, because he's got a craft that deserves to be paid for properly too. Because I was going to ask my buddy, my tattoo guy, he's just so busy. It's like it's hard for him to commit, like, oh yeah, I'll hook you up. And then I don't want to be the guy to sit there and say, hey man, how you coming along on it? Hey man, how you doing on it? When I really need it to make labels, So I want to be able to have something worked out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like being a nag like that. For freaking boxes, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'll still look. I've looked at a lot of different custom box places, and that guy had the most reasonable. I think it ended up being, if I bought 1,000 boxes, it would be 68 cents a piece. If I bought 3,000 boxes, it dropped down to 33 cents a piece. But it's a lot of money, again and then I had to buy. If I said, well, I wanted to do separate profiles, so each one is a separate profile. And I think he said I had to do 1,000 of each in order to do, if I wanted to customize different, if I wanted to do a different thing. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm kind of done. My last email today was, okay, I appreciate your time.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'll just keep looking, but we'll see.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet if you have a conversation with Shade, he can help you out.
yeah. You have to. What you said, American Classic?
Yep. Or you could just, yeah, you can look up Shade on IG or American Classic Beer Company.
Yeah, definitely.
So the show tonight, guys, is not going to be no 2.5 hours long. I got a whole 4 hours of sleep last night, so we're probably going to go for another 5, maybe 10 minutes. So I can actually get some sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching a movie with the family, and then maybe getting to bed at a reasonable hour. I say that, but it'll probably be 1 o'clock, and then I get up early for a freaking AA meeting.
I will probably leave this chair, walk the 15 feet to my couch, lay down, and probably fall asleep.
Yeah, I'll fall asleep on the couch when I'm watching the movie with the family. I don't know what it is on the couch. It just my head hits it and it's done.
It's out. Yep. Shade, I've been feeling pretty good. Last week and a half, this last week, I should say, I've felt pretty decent, but the week and a half or so before that, I was fuck, man. I really, really, really hate vertigo. This was my first go around with what vertigo's like, and I'll tell you what, when you don't know what it is, it scares the shit out of you. I always thought you only got the bed spins when you were fucking shit-faced. But when you wake up out of a dead sleep and the whole fucking room is spinning 100 miles an hour and you don't know why.
Yeah.
And then it makes
you
nauseous.
How long did it last?
The actual vertigo itself, probably about a week-ish.
Seriously?
Then,
all day you had that shit going on?
I would basically, if I would tilt my head or turn my head, it would start. Like the room would start to spin, and I just basically have to sit there and just sit still.
Oh my
just
God.
kind of keep my head straight. I had a fucking bucket next to me the whole time because with it happening constantly, I was nauseous all the time, and yeah, I was definitely over it. And then after that kind of subsided and stopped, it was basically like if I moved, I would just get really fucking lightheaded and like my head felt heavy. I feel lightheaded, but my head felt heavy, I guess you could say. It was weird.
So what caused it?
Pretty sure I had double ear infection.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
Pretty sure that's what was the cause of it because my wife has one of those little pens that have a camera on the end.
Yeah.
and it's kind of meant for like cleaning out your ears and seeing inside your ears and stuff. And she was looking in both of mine, and like the eardrum itself was like all red and inflamed, and all my earwax, it was like snot almost.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, it sucked.
Nothing.
What's going on, Gary? How you doing, sir? But man, Gary, we're getting pretty close to calling it. I was pretty much going to ask Tim if he's got anything happening here that he wants to let everybody know about.
Yeah, I think just again, tomorrow at 7 a.m. that Luca the Fearless soap is going up. I only have 36 of them, so they went. I have 54 last time, and they went in 7 hours when I dropped them. Really good. It's a ocean air. I can't remember how I explained it. Ocean air cologne, blueberry cologne type with some coconut vibe. It's really turned into a badass scent, man. I'm really happy about it. I when I did the collab with Bobby, because it's the autism one, and he said, well, I wanted to have these things in. I'm like, man, I don't know if that's just gonna smell right. But then I just started mix mastering stuff, and it turned out really nice. So the soap actually turned out badass. So yeah, it really happy with how it turned out. So I'll the combos are still on there right now. So when those combos are gone, they're gone. But again, 50% of all of it's going to the autism donation. So that's the new drop that I have. I'll be restocking stuff. I think I've got stuff getting restocked tomorrow too. I just got to see. I got to go in the room and see the dates that I have on my little sticky tags and everything. But yeah, and then my fall scents, I think if I start making next weekend, I'll probably start. I'm thinking by September, mid-September. My goal is by 1st of October, I'll have my fall soaps ready to go. And I'll probably do the beard stuff at the same time. So I'm looking at a pumpkin scent. I didn't do pumpkin last year just because a lot of guys were doing it. But I got a pretty good pumpkin one, pumpkin bourbon. It's going to be limited. I don't want to buy a million labels for it. But again, Rise of the Draugr, I think I'll buy a good amount of labels for. And then contemplating doing the apple one. I know a lot of people liked it. I liked it, but I don't know. I might do the apple one. I might release that one maybe November. So I don't want to get too many at the same time. It's just too many choices in that, and then
you want to stagger a little bit.
Yeah. So, and then my Christmas ones will be coming December. Valhalla la 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 was really popular last year. I still got guys asking for it. So I actually already ordered the labels for that.
So that one's a definite then.
That one's a definite, and I'm going to come up with a second Christmas scent. So yeah, and then just moving into. I think Blood Eagle might be in the New Year's drop, although I want to do it sooner, but I think it'll probably end up being in the New Year's drop.
Well, don't pressure yourself too much to get too much shit done in one.
Yeah, I don't want to because it's I want to have a little bit of I don't drop a new scent every month like a lot of these guys do, and
right.
I admire them for doing it, but I just don't have time to create that shit to come up with the good stuff.
It's all good, Gary. You know what's awesome is you can always watch the replay. Just saying. Oh, so
look at Smokey. I got him churning on Blood Eagle, man. Smokey's my boy. Love that guy.
So are you wondering what the scent of Blood Eagle is going to be,
Yeah.
or what a Blood Eagle is? So I can tell you what a Blood Eagle is.
Yeah, I think he. Well, I don't know. He might not know. Bloody that label is going to be pretty. I got to be careful with that label.
Yeah, you.
I have a good image that I think I'm going to use, or maybe me and Shade could come up with something. I don't know.
Go all out, man. Make him what it is. Show
It's fucking
what
badass.
it
It is. Yeah,
So,
Smokey's one of my. He's become a good friend of mine. Meeting, someone you meet through social media, and he's a good. He's really deep in the fragrances and stuff, colognes,
I've seen he does a lot of cologne stuff.
a lot of stuff, and so his opinion, he's straight up with me. If I send him something, hey, what do you think of this? Do you think? And if he's like, I don't know, you're a little heavy here, he's be straight up with me. So I need those because what I think might be good might not be in the popular opinion. So he's one of my guys, man. He's a great help.
Not
That
not
would be
so
pretty
much
good too. With Dan's face on the eagle.
Oh, so
I got to send you Blood Eagle. So you haven't even got it yet.
nope.
So I'll have to. I actually think I have a couple. I'll have to get them out. I'll have to get them out to you guys. But I want to get them. They're in. If I get time. See, Monday will be my day when if I've got all my soap made for the weekend. Usually Monday is I'm either making a lingering soap that I need to get done, or I could do testing. I could test. So that's where I want to get in my last, hopefully my last and final recipe of the cocoa butter recipe. And I think this one's gonna be the one, because it's just gonna make it. I just need to make it a tad softer.
No.
So I think I'll send those out. Yeah.
All right. So now with
Sweet.
Tim saying everything he's had to say, I appreciate you, Tim, for hopping back on here, and you and I are going to start working together. BLTN 15 saves you 15%, everybody. I appreciate everybody that come to hang out with us tonight, sit and bullshit with us.
Man. Love the support. And
Yes.
I appreciate you, Dan, for jumping on board with me. It's an honor to work with you, especially my first and only affiliate. I couldn't ask for a better dude, man.
Well, there are better. It's just, I came along first.
Could be, but never know. May not get along with them. I get along with you pretty well, so pretty picky. We both don't like people, so if we're having a good time together, then it's a match made in somewhere.
Yeah, yes, very true. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Until the next episode of the Longhouse, y'all be good. See ya.
Have a good one, guys.